Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day to everyone. My name is Muhammad Shahmi bin Muhammad Shukri and I am a student of Bachelor of Maritime Management from University Malaysia Terengganu. Today, I and my team member will present our innovation project, and our title of this innovation project is Study on Green Performance, Criteria for Sustainable Ports in Malaysia, which focuses on Port Klang. Firstly, introduction. Marine ports are important economic node as well as a big polluters. Huge ships with engines that run on diesel fuel available, thousands of diesel trucks visit per day, miles long diesel locomotive hauling cargo and other polluting equipment and activities at marine port all contribute to a slew of environmental issues that can have serious consequences for local communities and the environment. Major port in Malaysia initiated green port policy since 2014. Next, Port Klang is one of the port in Malaysia that won the Green Port Award of APEC Port Service Network (APSN) and ranked 12th in the Global Port Arena worldwide in year 2020. Green initiative programs by Port Klang such as solar energy conservation, investing in more energy efficient and environmentally friendly cargo handling fleets, monitoring carbon, paperless transaction, creating waste management, standard operating procedure and others. Next, we move to problem statement. Studies on environmental impact of port operation are diverse. Most of the researchers focuses on pollution sources. In addition, many port authorities propose green guidelines and require users, such as calling ships, to follow their green operational measures to reduce pollution. However, there seems no comprehensive model to be formulated for evaluating the green performance of a port. Secondly, few studies investigate how a port can choose environmental control measure based on the important priority of green port criteria. And lastly, difficulty of port authority to implement all action to achieve green port status. Thus, selection of the prioritized criteria will help port authority to manage the implementation to gradually fulfill the green status. There are two research objectives of this research innovation. Firstly, to identify green port performance criteria based on the previous study, and secondly, to measure green port performance of Port Klang, Johor Port and Port of Tanjung Pelepas.
Next, we go for the literature review. For the first characteristic is a green port. A green port is a port that not only satisfies environmental criteria but also promotes social and economic objectives. And it is also described that the result of a long-term plan for the construction of port infrastructure that is both sustainable and environmentally begin. The next characteristic is essential development of eco-port. Ecological port or eco-port, sometimes known as green port, is an essential development approach that protects marine aquatic life and ecosystem. It offers business knowledge or ecologically sound practice and corporate responsibilities centered on maritime port and terminals, including shipping, transportation, and logistics. The next characteristic is level of success of green port. The green port had to consider the economic and environmental benefits. Instead of viewing environmental protection as a cost, it paid attention to environmental protection, the friendly development of ecology, saving resources and energy, strengthening environmental management and constructing ecology port, as well as promoting harmonious relationships between nature, economy and society in sustainable development, which mean the green port had to reach a certain level of success. The next characteristic is green port indicators. Green port performance indicators may be used to successfully enhance the port's overall sustainability performance. Among the list was fuel spilling contingency plan, solid waste dumping management, liquid cargo spilling control and prevention, ballast water pollution prevention and others. The next criteria is green port criteria. Hazardous waste handling, water pollution, air pollution, water consumption, energy usage, material selection, habitat quality maintenance, port staff training and community promotion and education are some necessary criteria for the green port performance. The next criteria is port environment. Green port should be complete and structurally coupled ports that integrate social, economic, environmental and other variables. Moreover, green port advocates for social stability, civilization, quick economy development and harmonious environment. The last characteristic is main green port criteria, which is Klang. Environmental quality, energy and resource use, waste handling, habitat quality and greenery are critical influencing factors required for establishing green port hub status, and that port competitiveness is most significantly affected by green operation, sustainable equipment, resources management and cost efficiency at seaports. Next, we go to the methodology. Analytic hierarchy process AHP introduced by Sati in 1977 is a decision support approach that was designed to solve issues by breaking them down, characterizing them and then arranging them in hierarchical framework. This approach involves a comparison of hierarchy criteria combined with a predetermined measuring scale to identify priority criteria. The relevance of using AHP methodology is conducting and continuing research is to identify the most important criteria and prioritize the performance criteria for achieving greener status. Fuzzy AHP will be used to identify the relative importance of green port criteria. For the target population we choose 2 officers from executive level with working experience of more than 5 years each port from Port Klang Authority, Port Klang North Port and West Port, Johor Port Authority, Johor Port and Port of Tanjung Pelepas, Marine Department and Environmental Department.
Next, we move to significant contribution of the research. Firstly, to construct an AHP model for pointing out the priority of green port criteria for major port in Malaysia. Secondly, to propose a fuzzy AHP algorithm for evaluating green port performance for major port in Malaysia. Thirdly, the model serves as a general guideline for port industry in Malaysia for constructing and operating a greener port. And lastly, Chu et al. 2014 stated that hazardous waste handling, water pollution, air pollution, general waste handling, water consumption, energy usage, material selection, noise pollution, land and sediment pollution, habitat quality maintenance, port greenery, port staff training, and community promotion and education are some necessary criteria for green port performance, while Jivan et al. 2020 mentioned that environmental quality, energy and resource use, waste handling, habitat quality and greener are critical influencing factors requiring for establishing green port hub status, and that port competitiveness is most significantly affected by green operation, sustainable equipment resource management and cost efficiency at seaport. In conclusion, in the urge of greener port status with limited resources and time, it will be difficult for port to fully implement all greener requirements for constructing facilities and operational activities. Besides, AHP and Fuzzy AHP help Port Authority to choose the important factors as the priority implementation item. This technique provides a good solution for helping decision makers to take appropriate action.